Bonnie is pregnant, my husband said, and the Bonnie he talked about is his mistress. Her father promised to buy me a house if I marry her. You know how much I've always wanted a place of my own. A house. Seriously? He had no idea. What he didn't know was that I was the daughter of the chairman of Goldleaf Realty Group. Our family owned properties all over the country. Derek and I had been together for 3 years, married for 6 months. Back in college he had pursued me relentlessly for half a year, 6 full months of unwavering effort. When I finally agreed to be with him, he treated me like a queen, making me the envy of everyone around us. After graduation, despite my family's strong opposition, I insisted on marrying Derek. I wanted my parents to see his potential, to believe in his ambition. I wanted to prove to them, and maybe even to myself, that Derek wasn't with me for my money. So I agreed to keep my real identity a secret. Together we applied for jobs and started from the very bottom at Goldleaf Realty Group, the very company my father owned. For the past 6 months we had been living in a rented apartment, not just the two of us but with his mother, Susan. Owning a house had become Derek's greatest obsession. Susan, could you try using a little less salt next time? You have a heart condition and the doctor said too much salt could put extra strain on your heart. Especially at your age, it's important to watch your diet. I had just gotten home from work, taken a few bites, and once again the food was unbearably salty. I kept my tone gentle as I spoke to her. Susan had been heavy-handed with seasonings for as long as I could remember. I, on the other hand, had always preferred lighter flavors, and more than that, I was genuinely concerned about her health. Her expression darkened immediately. If you don't like it, cook for yourself. I'm making dinner for you too, and instead of being grateful you're nitpicking? You're impossible to please. That's not what I meant, Susan, I tried to explain. I know you put in a lot of effort cooking for us. I just want you to take care of yourself. But after 6 months of living together it was clear, we just didn't get along. For Derek's sake I swallowed my pride every time. I didn't want these trivial conflicts to drive a wedge between us. So I always made an effort to soften my words when talking to her. Well, I won't cook anymore. I'm too old to be slaving away in the kitchen just to be criticized. This is unbelievable. With that she stormed off to her room. I turned to Derek expecting, hoping, for something, anything. But he just kept eating, head down, acting as if none of this had happened. As if I wasn't even there. Are you seriously not going to say anything? Can't you at least say a few words to comfort her? I nudged his arm, frustration bubbling up inside me. 6 months. For 6 months. He had done this, stayed silent, avoided taking sides, pretended like our conflicts didn't exist. Every time Susan and I had an argument, he buried his head in the sand like an ostrich, distancing himself as if he were just a bystander, as if this wasn't his home, his family. Not once had he ever stood up for me. And honestly, if he had just made his stance clear, if he had supported me even a little, things wouldn't have gotten this bad. Maybe, just maybe, Susan and I wouldn't be at each other's throats all the time. The next morning, as soon as I stepped into the bathroom, I saw Susan tossing dirty clothes into the washing machine. Wait a second, Susan. Socks need to be washed separately. It's not hygienic. I rushed to stop her. She barely glanced at me. What's so unhygienic about it? We didn't even have a washing machine back in the day. Clothes, socks, everything was washed together. And look at me, I've lived this long just fine. Ignoring me completely, she dumped detergent into the machine and kept going. Susan, seriously, this isn't sanitary. You should be grateful I'm even doing your laundry. I cook, I clean, I take care of everything like a maid. And you're still not satisfied. She shot me a look, then walked off, deliberately pressing the start button on the way out. I let out a slow breath. Why was it so hard to get along with my mother-in-law? I didn't have time for this, I was already running late. Swallowing my frustration, I hurried to get ready for work. That night, as soon as I stepped into our room, I found Derek sitting on the bed, his face dark with worry. I didn't even have to ask. His mother had obviously complained to him. Again. Miranda, can you stop arguing with my mom every day? She's getting old. She cooks and cleans for us, it's not easy for her. His voice was laced with irritation. Can't you just go a day without making a fuss? Making a fuss? I almost laughed. This man, who never said a word when his mother took jabs at me, who buried his head in the sand every time there was a conflict, he finally spoke up, and it was to blame me? How exactly am I making a fuss, Derek? When have I ever raised my voice at her? Why am I the one being accused? Do you even have a sense of fairness? I was furious. All I hear when I come home is you two going at it. I'm exhausted. I'm already stressed enough at work. Can't you just let me have some peace? I clenched my fists, barely containing my anger. You think I want this, Derek? You think I enjoy fighting every day? Tell me, what did I say that was so wrong? 6 months. Ever since I moved in with Susan, my fights with Derek had become more and more frequent. And now, more often than not, he slept in the study. The silence between us was growing. It hadn't always been like this. We used to be so happy. Back in college, he'd walk me to class, take me hiking, hunt down the best food spots with me. Everyone envied me. They used to call Derek the perfect boyfriend. Thoughtful, devoted, the kind of guy who would do anything for the girl he loved. But now I barely recognized the man sitting in front of me. That weekend I went back home. Since getting married, I had never brought Derek with me, not even once. To keep my secret, I always returned alone, slipping in and out without notice. Even when I met up with my parents, we arranged to do it at restaurants instead of at home. Every time I saw them, I put on a bright smile and told them I was doing great, that they didn't need to worry. Every argument, every moment of frustration, I kept it all to myself. Miranda, we agreed not to let Derek's family know about us right away to push him to grow. But that doesn't mean you should suffer, understand? My mother looked at me, concern etched across her face. Look at you, you've lost weight again. I can't help but worry. Her eyes, full of love and worry, made my chest tighten. I forced a reassuring smile. Mom, I'm fine. Really. Don't worry about me. I didn't want to tell them anything. I just wanted to prove, to them, to myself, that I hadn't made a mistake in choosing Derek. That going against my family, fighting for this marriage, had been the right decision. After all, even though we argued all the time now, I still believed that Derek loved me. I had to believe it. That night when I got home, I was met with yet another unexpected surprise. The moment I pushed open the bedroom door, my jaw nearly dropped. Right above the bed, several oversized posters were taped to the wall. All of them were of babies. Cute, chubby, smiling babies. And our wedding photo? Gone. No sign of it anywhere. Derek, get in here. I called out, my voice laced with disbelief. He walked in, looking half distracted. What the hell is all this? Did you put these up? I demanded. Where's our wedding photo? Derek glanced at the posters, then rubbed his neck awkwardly. It wasn't me. My mom did it. She said this would help us get pregnant faster. What? Was this a joke? Did she seriously believe staring at pictures of babies would magically make me conceive? I scoffed, shaking my head in frustration. Derek, your mom may not be educated, so I don't blame her for this nonsense. But do you actually believe this? My voice rose as my patience snapped. We've been married for 6 months and you're still not pregnant. I'm just trying to help you too. And just like clockwork, Susan appeared at the door, her voice dripping with condescension. Instead of being grateful you're throwing a tantrum? I'm doing this for your own good. I clenched my fists. For my own good? Are you serious? I don't need this nonsense. I need some respect. Derek let out a heavy sigh and turned to me. Not his mother but me, as if I was the problem here. Mom, just go outside for a minute. Then he looked at me with that same tired expression. Miranda, can you not make a big deal out of everything? She's just trying to help. Oh, so creating drama every single day is her way of helping? My patience was gone. I'm so freaking tired of this. All we do is fight. Every single day it's something new. I can't take it anymore. Before I could say something even harsher, I turned on my heels and slammed the bedroom door behind me. For 6 months I had swallowed my anger, bit my tongue, forced myself to be patient. All for Derek. But no matter how much I tolerated, no matter how much I backed down, his mother only pushed further. And worst of all, Derek never once took my side. I wandered the streets, lost in thought. I walked for what felt like hours, my mind tangled in memories. Before marriage, Derek and I had been happy, at least I thought we were. But after the wedding, everything changed. Everyone changed. Was marriage really just a graveyard where love went to die? I didn't want to go home. I didn't want my parents to know that all we did was fight, that our marriage wasn't the fairy tale they thought it was. And yet, even as doubt crept into my heart, doubts about our love, about whether I had rushed into this, about whether Derek had ever truly loved me, I still couldn't bring myself to let go. Because deep down some small part of me still held on to hope. So, instead of going home that night, I checked into a hotel. I thought Derek would come looking for me right away. After all, this was the first time I had ever walked out. But he never came. Not that night. Not the next day. Not even once. Days passed. Then a week. Then by the time I realized it, I had been living in that hotel for almost a month. Every time my parents called, I forced a smile into my voice, telling them, Derek and I are doing great. Don't worry about me. But the truth? Derek hadn't reached out at all. Not a single text. Not a single call. Nothing. At work, we barely even acknowledged each other. If our paths crossed, we pretended not to see. Then one Friday evening, just before the end of the workday, my phone buzzed. For the first time in a month, Derek had finally texted me. Come home tonight. We need to talk. I stared at the message, heart pounding. He finally wants to talk. Maybe this is it. Maybe we can fix this. I took a deep breath and typed out a single word, okay. Then, clutching onto the last shred of hope I had left, I headed home. Miranda, let's get a divorce. I sat on the couch staring at Derek, unable to process what I had just heard. Divorce? I had come back tonight thinking he wanted to apologize, to patch things up, to bring me home. But instead he was asking for a divorce. The man I had been with for 3 years, from college to now. The man who once held me on the rooftop of our university and promised to love me forever, was sitting here telling me it was over. I couldn't believe it. Sure, our marriage had been rocky. Sure, his mother and I never got along. But never, not once, had I seriously thought about divorce. What are you talking about, Derek? I asked again, hoping I had misheard. But his next words crushed the last sliver of hope I had. I'm with Bonnie now. She's pregnant. My entire world stopped. What? Bonnie White. A fresh college graduate. She had only been at our company for a few months. Bonnie? I was completely blind.